Good morning, everyone. I'm right now at the Lac La Hache, Lac La Hache Provincial Park. This is the campground. The actual lake is not open yet. As you can see, the smoke here is almost dispersed. Yeah, and the air is of course very fresh. So I'm just gonna wait until the day use area at the actual lake to open at 8 a.m. Then we're gonna go and take a look.
You know what? Forget about what I just said about the dispersing smoke and fresh air. Once you leave the forest and reach the actual lake, the smoke is thick as usual, and the air once again smells like you're at a barbecue party. Now you see why we need trees now, huh?
Oh yeah, so the day use area for Lac La Hache. It's Lac La Hache. Yeah, so it's still kind of smoky, and wow, the scenery just based on what you can see through the smoke, it's absolutely amazing, and I can imagine how beautiful this place could be if it weren't for the wildfire.
Well, for now, this is what Lac La Hache looked like. Kinda like a haunted lake from a horror movie. But it seemed that the birds there didn't care at all. We need to be like birds, able to have fun regardless of rain or shine. Further north on the Cariboo Highway, we reach the city of Williams Lake.
So I just got into Williams Lake, British Columbia. This is one of the major stops on the Cariboo Road. As you can tell that by the city's name, there is indeed a lake in the city center. Throughout the Cariboo Road, you're gonna see a lot of lakes along the way. Yeah, so I think instead of calling this place the Cariboo Country, we should call this place the Lake Country.
And if you're interested in seeing all the lakes in this region, there is no better place to start other than the visitor center right here in Williams Lake. Not only do they have all the maps and information you'll need to plan your trip, the building itself is quite an attraction itself. Just take a look. While both the forests and the lakes are amazing, the main focus of our journey is on the Cariboo Road, which unfortunately made Williams Lake merely a quick stop. Now we've seen the beams made by trees in the forest, I guess it's time to see a lake.
So I'm right now at the Scout Island Ecological Reserve. So this is a little island right by the Williams Lake. I'm talking about the actual lake itself. This is a perfect place for bird watching, and I have to say that the bird watching in this area, in the Cariboo region in general, is fantastic. You get to see all types of birds doing what birds were meant to do in the nature, instead of just a whole bunch of Canada geese chasing people down on the beach. It also makes you wonder, how fragile the environment could be. And especially, when climate change is happening, causing wildfires all over the place. And for humans, if it's too hot, we get air conditioning. If it's too cold, we get a heat system. But for wild animals, if the environment becomes unhospitable for them, then that's it for them. Even though today is really smoky, but I can totally imagine what a beautiful place this area can be without all the wildfire smoke.
After checking out Williams Lake in the deep wildfire smog, we continued our journey along the historic Cariboo Road. As we were traveling towards the north, the smoke actually started to disperse a little bit. About 20 minutes later, a sign drew my attention. I followed the sign, took a very steep descent on a gravel road, and reached the lookout point of a village. Further down the gravel road to the bottom of the hill, it turns out that it's a heritage village, much like the Secwepemc village which we visited in one of the previous episodes. There were no other visitors there, and the kids at the entrance just wanted $5 per person admission in cash. Well, I'm already there. Why don't we take a look?
Yes, I'm right now at the Hatsu Heritage Village. It's kind of funny that it's like basically just two kids collecting money, at the entrance. It's really interesting. I haven't seen that for a long time. And so this is a heritage village like the one we visited previously. And that just shows the life and heritage of the First Nations living in this area.
But you can tell the landscape is different. So is the way the local Hatsu people, part of the larger Secwepemc nation, build their architectures. Because this area has more snow in winter, there is a good chance that the snow will block the entrance to this winter lodge. What would be an easier way to get out? You get it.
Yo.
Nearby, a damaged winter lodge further revealed how this type of building was built, digging out a flat area and then construct the roof with timbers. Like the totem poles we saw in Alert Bay, when these buildings have served their purposes, they will go back to the nature and leave no traces.
So the name Xat'sull refers to Soda Creek in the local language. So the name of the First Nations band is also called the Soda Creek Indian Band.
Hatsu, or Soda Creek, originally refers to the legend that there was a cliff in this area where bubbling water came out. Whether there are still bubbling water flows out of the cliff today, I'm not sure. But there is indeed a cliff. And beneath the cliff, it's not just any water, it's the mighty Fraser River.
Yeah, there are stone carvings by local First Nations. And this is the thing that the First Nations use for making smoked salmon, I guess. And here's another one.
Actually, I found one of the highlights of the Xat'sull Heritage Village is that it allows you to go all the way down to the Fraser River from a trail in the back. But you gotta watch out, because even today, walking along this section of the Fraser River is quite an adventure. And certainly, it's not for the faint-hearted.
Yeah, as you can see, there's some strings, and of course, here we have a little man-made structure here. So this is the place where the First Nations fishermen store the fish and also process the flesh after they get fish from the mighty Fraser River. The interesting rock formation here. Look, it's almost like a natural well. This is the river that drew thousands upon thousands of men to this region about 150 years ago because people could find gold on the banks of the Fraser River. Of course, the First Nations have been living along this mighty river for thousands of years. And because of the gold rush, to some extent pushed the establishment of a colony called British Columbia, which you know as the Canadian province today. Because of the lucrative opportunities this land offers, which eventually made British Columbia a target for both the British North America, or known as Canada, and the United States. The end of the story, As we all know, British Columbia joined Canada in 1871.
You can say the Fraser River is the mother river of British Columbia. If it doesn't exist, the history of this place would be totally different. In the next episode, we'll first go beyond the Cariboo Road and visit what the media say to be the most dangerous city in Canada. Then we'll continue our journey to somewhere just 2 kilometers away from the end of Cariboo Road. Stay tuned.
That's a mid-rise that's completely built out of wood. We're very close to the terminus and the end of the Cariboo Road.